Now I'm together today with Abe in San Francisco, and I want him to explain to us the secrets of Zoom, if there are any left, because everybody's talking about it. So the floor is yours, Abe.
Well, thank you for the question, Karim. I think Zoom is has become very popular actually over a 9-year period. So the company started in 2011 and we spent 2 years building the product. So
Mhm.
2013, our CEO Eric Yuan had a vision for a elegant platform which was video first, and it was premier video experience. And I think why it started to grow in popularity were a couple of reasons, and they're very simple. First, the quality was very good. So just like this, whether you're on, a mobile device or you're on a desktop computer or a conference room, the quality was very high, HD-like video quality. Every meeting just worked. So something as simple as getting into a meeting easy, like you did today, simple setup, uh, and really elegant features that made it consumer-like brought high enjoyment for the customer. And we focused on delivering happiness, which means every customer, whether it was your wife with 6 or 8 friends, or it was a large corporation, a financial institution, we focused on servicing the customer and really reacting to their needs and answering their questions. And then we did it in a way that was very enjoyable to take use of. So by that I mean, our packages start from free accounts all the way up to large subscriptions. So any user can begin to enjoy Zoom with a simple download.
Mhm. And the strange thing that caught my interest at first was that it said enter your business email. But I guess you now have a lot of customers from every segment for using your app. So how is this changing your business?
So, I mean, the history, Karim, for Zoom is to focus on companies. So, large financial institutions, it could range from people doing telework. We did a lot of work with universities, so higher education and colleges, government agencies, and then small and mid-sized businesses. So, most of those types of organizations usually have a corporate email address, and they are companies. They have a company structure, they have an IT division, they have an IT manager, and that's how they use new technology. You're right. Particularly during 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic began, many people started to use Zoom for all kinds of things. The usage increased, for example, at the beginning of 2020, we were experiencing about 10 million meeting participants each day. By the end of March, that number had grown to about 200 million meeting participants per day. So that's a 20 times increase in a very short period. And now that that consumption has increased again 50% in April to about 300 million meeting participants every day. So that means that it could be all kinds of people. It could be students. It could be your wife meeting her friends for social interaction. It could be a small group gatherings for a social event. And it also means that consumers are using it for business continuity, so keeping their small business going. It could mean that they're using it for education and connection, learning together. So there becomes more of a consumer-like use case for Zoom, definitely during COVID-19.
Mhm.
That's a
Did
shift.
this, yeah, a very big shift. So did this reflect into any kind of change in the business model or the infrastructure?
Well, first of all, the infrastructure was built to scale. So when we established Zoom, we set up our own data centers. So there are 17 data centers around the world that allow for real-time communications and connections, so meeting, information, and transit. Those data centers were running to grow and increase, to take on more capacity. So we built the data centers to have more capacity to allow for increase in meeting consumption. Now, our architecture needed to expand very quickly beyond that. So we were able to add more servers and to add more extensions during the COVID-19 period. So I think the architecture has been amazing to expand. The design was made to expand and grow. And yes, it has expanded and grown a lot. And that is a real strength of the company, is strong engineering and very strong ability to manage this kind of request and requirement as it grows. We felt that it could grow endlessly, and maybe we've been put to the test on the architecture and engineering, and thankfully the performance has been very good. Our customers have enjoyed excellent performance.
How about the business model? Did you make any changes in that?
No,
And I want to refer to one thing here. Today, one of my friends, I'm from Istanbul Technical University, an electronics engineer, and one of my friends sent me a small picture, and on it was written, "Who's driving digital transformation in your company?" There's the CEO, there's the CTO, and the third is COVID-19, and COVID-19 is selected. So that's why I'm asking about the business model.
yeah, our business model really stayed the same. So people subscribe to the service when they are corporations or their businesses that have particular needs. They might have needs for more users. They might have needs for what we call a managed domain to manage the product. They might have needs for large events, a webinar, which allows you to have 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 people in one session. There's different kinds of options or packages which our customers will subscribe to depending on their requirements. So that hasn't changed. Whether again you're a traditional business, an enterprise, a government agency, a university, small business, medium business, you will continue to still look for these packages and subscribe to these packages for your company, particularly as you go from an office to your home. So when you're moving to a remote workforce, this requirement increased. It has an increased need during COVID-19. And then we maintain the same model, Karim, to be honest. We had the free accounts, and those did increase. Free and paid users increased during the period of COVID, and that's great. And we maintained the same approach to how we look at the business. The only difference is they scaled very quickly. It's a speed scale has been unusual.
Uh-huh. That's interesting. And how do you think this will continue after the COVID-19 period? I heard one remark that it will come to normal expansion rate or speed after that.
We don't know. I mean, so I think COVID has changed many things. COVID-19 has changed many things, but it's unclear to know what the future will bring. We were very responsive because we saw a world crisis, and we felt we were in a position to help. So our focus was to provide the product in a stable way, continue to provide simplicity and support, and then ensure that our clients could use and scale with our platform. That was the focus. It still is. So, COVID-19 still continues, and people are still planning on how do they deal with it now. And then as they start to transition back to normal, the question is, what will normal become? And we will have to adapt and support the market with that thinking. I believe that the trends before COVID really accelerated. So remote working accelerated, distance learning accelerated, social connection through video accelerated. video as the new voice is accelerating. So these themes were already, Karim, moving in this direction before COVID-19. I think COVID-19 accelerated the understanding of the benefits of this kind of communication. Will it go away? Probably not. Will it stay exactly the same as COVID-19? Probably not.
And how about the other players? You're changing the market, and what I see is everybody is interested in the type of work that you're doing. I see telecom companies investing in companies that have service similar to yours, maybe at a smaller size, and a lot of other people, investors, and IT guys, all are interested in your business, and I believe they'll do something in this area. So, how will you respond to this?
So I think our business philosophy and Eric's business philosophy is always to do our best. Focus on Zoom. Our job is to make the most elegant video product that works every time with high quality and simplicity, and fundamentally delivers happiness and an incredible experience to our customers. We hope that one day video will be almost like meeting face to face. The experience will be almost like meeting face to face. That's our goal. And we continue to innovate on the platform. Last year we introduced about 300 features, new features to the platform. So our job is to continue to create the best possible service, increase the options to the product, and deliver that with very high service, high touch, and an affordable cost. If we can do that, we will maintain, I think, a very unique offer for the market. So we really concentrate on focusing on Zoom, not on the rest of the market.
Uh-huh.
Will always be people in the market. There always were people in the market before Zoom. There will be more in the future.
That's a great answer, but I guess you have one strong point, one really strong point in competition, and that's told by a CEO friend of mine here who I talked to last week. He said, well, it's successful because my mother can use it. So how about the feedback from the customer? Do they like your product? Because there was a lot of writing essays on press about security, and what I saw was not many people cared about it.
Well, I think security has always been important for everybody, and we've maintained that as a value for our company from the beginning. You can imagine that because we provided and sold the product to corporations always do a security review. They always have an audit. They have an IT team. They assess and analyze our security before they roll out the product. I do think that simplicity and quality is very important. That's a balance to how to maintain high quality and simple ease of use. At the same time, we've been very focused on providing the best security in the market and pushing ourselves to increase our security performance every day. You probably noticed we released a 90-day plan, which is a security plan, and that provides new features, new process, and new people to help support our quest to be the best video company, to be the best secure video company. And to do that, we have added new features like a security button on the main UI. There's a security button. That one button allows you to have the same controls like locking a meeting or ejecting somebody from the session, or using tools like passwords or waiting rooms have been improved to make it easier for our customers, both free and paid. And then we also are getting great information and feedback from what we call a CISO council, Chief Information Security Officer Council, is helping us advance our security thinking as well as third parties like consultants. For example, Alex Stamos, the former chief security officer for Facebook, has joined the company as an advisor. So these kinds of things help us advance and make sure that the product is really enjoyable and simple to use and incredibly safe and secure for use every day.
What I understood from what you said is actually that you're giving more control to the user, and that's the kind of security approach that I admire a lot, rather than having somebody police the situation. Uh, am I right with this?
Well, I think many of the features, Karim, already existed. The ability to set a password, the ability to use our waiting room feature, the ability to lock a meeting, the ability to eject somebody from the meeting. These are user features that existed. I think what we've done is we've made it easier and more front and center so that getting to these features is quicker and more natural, more consumer-like. And that's why the security button, we think, is as easy as possible to use. And then we helped, we helped with, by default, we set on our free accounts and our single pro paid accounts, by default, we've set up passwords as required and waiting rooms as required. So now you don't have to think about it. It's just natural part of how you run your meeting. And that creates a more secure experience, particularly for individual accounts or simple one-on-one type meetings.
Mhm. Uh, is there any change in the human resources part of the company? Do you take in other people? I guess you're focusing on security as one part. Are there any others?
We continue to grow the company. So in all functions, and in fact, our people services, what we call our people services or human resources, are very important. However, the culture is very natural at Zoom. We believe in happiness. So our employees create a happiness. And, we feel like the happiness crew is around having fun, but also doing the right thing for ourselves and our community. And we've always had that value. It's just who Zoomies are. So we've been very fortunate to hire people that are the same culture. They think the same way. They want to help the world, and they want to help their community. They value things like education. They value things like supporting and servicing our clients, being a service type company. And I think that spirit is very important during COVID or anytime.
I'm teaching digital business management at the university to the master class, and these are especially happiness was something I was focusing on recently because I guess it will become more important in the future. But another thing that's important to me is real time. In the past, everything, especially financial part, was about reporting about the past, and the people will admire you or will hate you. But now everything is real time. So how do you take that? Because you're living it as one of the players on the front side.
Well, I mean, I think that's part of the vision for the company. In 2011, when we started, we reimagined the entire company, the entire architecture. We built it from the ground up. So we're a digital native company. So the thinking inside the company is 100%, digitally minded. That means every part of the experience should be simple. There's a lot of self-serve features, whether that's tutorials and videos, whether that's webinars to join and learn, whether that's the online experience of purchasing the product, whether that's the free accounts, which are simple to set up through the website. That whole experience is a digital native experience, and it's been designed that way. And then we communicate, the same way. We communicate through digital, but we do believe in the personal touch. We think that somebody, whether they're an individual or the largest company, should still be able to talk to somebody and find a way to get their answer and enjoy the product. We do our best to service to service our customers through digital, but also personal experience, personal interaction, just like this. And, you know, with Zoom, that's part of it. Using Zoom to meet people and gain a personal connection face to face. You know, I can see Karim's pretty face and your expression and your feelings, which is useful. You know, I get to know you as a person. And I think, particularly, you know, as younger generation also grows up into business, they're conditioned this way. They have grown up on video. They've grown up on, you know, a mobile approach. Generation Z and the millennial generation, as they enter the workforce, this kind of experience is very typical for them, and they expect it in the office as well.
What are your priorities currently, for example, for the next 2 weeks? What will you focus on?
Me or the
Yeah, you personally in the company.
uh, me personally? Well, the company is still focused. We're still very deep in our 90-day plan around security and increasing security. So that will continue. I think that will continue as a priority. We've frozen all other new development with a 100% focus on security during these 90 days. And that's a key emphasis for all of us is talking about security, making sure that we advance our process, our product, and our people to help with security. You know, my job every day continues to be meeting people through Zoom. I have many Zoom calls every day, maybe too many. I think I was counting with my wife. You know, I was talking to Eric, our CEO. His busiest day was 19 Zoom meetings in one day. I think mine has probably been close to that. So sometimes I'm having a meeting with somebody in Turkey, like today, and later I'll have a meeting with somebody in Spain. In this afternoon, I'll meet with people from Asia, and then in the middle of the day, I'll meet from people with Brazil and Mexico. So it's often communicating and constantly connecting with our partners and our customers and our employees, you know, our team members, because we're now running our business 100% virtually, like everybody. So staying connected as team members and as, you know, as the company members is very important. We have quite a few meetings internally, sometimes spontaneous, sometimes, you know, scheduled meetings during the day.
Are there any last remarks? Because I'm really satisfied. What I see about Zoom now is that you're a sincere company. You're really you're really human. You're not machine learning and
We
you're not
try.
AI.
Video guy, like a video guy, press a button. Nice to meet you, Karim. You know, thank you. Look, I think it's a great time for video, and it's a great time for collaboration because people are learning this very quickly. They have to. I think it's a very challenging time for the world, and for all of us, this is creating the need to adapt and to become strong. And it's you know, we recognize that this is a very difficult time, very difficult period, and our hope is that we can add a small part to make it easier. You know, be a small part in making it easier for everybody. You know, I also think that we've gotten to know markets better. You know, I've really enjoyed getting to know the people of Turkey. Before I joined Zoom, you know, I visited Istanbul myself on business, and I found the country to be fantastic and the opportunity to be very clear. So we want to continue to get to know the market in Turkey better, and we hope to, you know, continue to grow globally. And if we can do our job well with making the product simple and secure, and making people happy and enjoying the solution so they can connect for work, for education, or for social uses, then that's a good thing.